Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
Testing. Why am I not on the? Oh, hello. Sorry, I just popped off. Let's do a trade as we start. Let's do this. I'm going to show you something really cool. We have a sell signal showing up literally 5 minutes before the open. I'm going to show you something very cool that I've been doing. It's going to radically change the way we trade in the room here. What I'm doing right now, I'm actually, boom, there we go. Nice open to the trade. So I'm going to dive right into it today, guys. Good morning. Somebody give me a sound check. Give me a mic check. Make sure that everything is good. Yes. Where are we on the comments? Where are you guys? Good morning, Bob. Bob is always the first to say hi. So nice to see you. All right, let me make sure I got the other screen going here. Make sure, where am I? Why is this? Good morning, Martin. Good morning. Okay, you know what? Hang tight just one sec, guys. Okay, we'll do it this way. This way I can see you guys all the way. Sorry, I'm just checking my other screen to make sure that everything is broadcasting well. Okay, really good. Good morning, Felix. Good morning, everybody. Hi, guys. Already clipped a new trade. Let me show you the trade. I'm going to show you everything that I did overnight because you can see I did a lot of trades today. Because yesterday's FOMC Live was kind of a really interesting, eye-opening event for me. We did okay. I actually managed to make money in the end. It was a very difficult trade because there was a lot of just two-way price action. It was very, very hard to find direction in the trade. But as I was trading, I mean, not as after the live, I was kind of really annoyed at myself, just rethinking a lot of different things. Annoyed with the indicators, redid the indicators, and then as I started to play around with things, I realized something very, very basic that I think we've been missing in the scalp strategy, and it's so ridiculously obvious that it's almost funny to mention it. And I'll talk about this. It's a little bit too early. I see nobody's in the room yet because I opened up the room a little bit early. I'll talk about this a little bit later. But the basic idea I realized is that we're trading with a cookie cutter risk reward ratio, like 10-10, 20-20, 10-30, 10-40. Every single trade has the exact same cookie cutter risk reward ratios, whatever they may be. When in fact we know that every single trade event in the market is unique to that time and space. It's kind of like, I know what it was. I was listening to Nate Silver yesterday. I was listening to his book, and Nate Silver was a poker player. And I don't gamble at all, but I love reading, books about risk and poker and gambling. And Nate said something that was just so obvious that it really made me stand up and think about it, which is that every single poker hand or every single card hand that you play is unique, right? Card players don't allocate the same cookie cutter risk reward to every single card hand. And poker is exactly like trading. It is basically a imperfect, incomplete information game, right? We're always trading with incomplete information, just like we're trading against everybody else. In the market, same thing in poker. We don't know what the other guy is holding. We're just trying to guess as best as we can. We're trying to make the best probabilistic assessments, and precisely because every single card hand is different, every single trade is different. So that led me to rethinking about how we run our risk reward model. And I've been running it overnight, really, with really good results. And I'll explain to you. It's not complicated. It's not anything extraordinarily difficult. But I think it's going to make everything we do so much more precise, so much better. We're going to get stopped out a lot more. I'm telling you this right up front. But we're also going to win in the end a lot more doing it this way. So I'm going to wait for everybody to get into the room because it's a little early. I started the webinar. I was so excited to share all of this with you. In the meantime, let me share the absolutely new new version of the indicator, the 3.0 versions. Okay, so get the overlay. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is the trend overlay, and this is the extreme overlay. They both have. Let the sirens go by. Don't let the sirens go by. Okay, so go ahead, just click it, download it. It's add it to favorites. It's totally free. All I'm asking you to do is just please trade with my friends at Apex. Get an account now before the end of the month would really be useful. And this is actually the perfect prop firm for this particular structure because they're so flexible in their rule set. And what we're going to do, I think, is going to be very, very productive for this firm. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I kind of just go through the things, and I'll go through the rules again a little bit later. Before I go through the rules, let me share with you guys the modification. I'm going to get rid of all my trades because they're just going to be too distracting. I'll do way too many trades here. I'm going to share with you some of the modifications I made. Let's first of all talk about what I did on the trend. Let me hide scalper and extreme just to show you the trend signals. So the trend signals, this is obviously buy trend, sell trend, right? And when we're flat like this, we're just going to get yanked up and down, up and down, up and down. It's just the nature of the beast. The first trend signal is always going to be a very Yankee, but I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to overcome that issue in just 1 second. But regardless of whether we got nice long directional trends or just complete chop city as we have right now, the trend signal is ultra. It's been amplified. It's been super. It's been. I've increased the speed of it. It's literally the first cross on the 8 SMA, so that if it comes in early, it's an absolutely great entry, right? Now, obviously, we're just not getting any kind of explosion to the upside here. But let me show you. Here's a great entry to a much longer move, right? Whenever you have any kind of a move, you are literally first to the ball, right? First to the ball. It's my New York City improvement to the trend entry, first to the ball. If you ever walk the New York City streets, you can always tell who is the tourist versus who is the native, because the natives are about 5 times as fast as the tourists walking across the street. So that's really, it's my New York native signal to it. It's very, very good when it creates the trend. And one of the more interesting ways for those of you who are not necessarily scalping, but want to use these tools for longer, more interesting duration trades, I'm going to show you something that is really, really cool. So we're going to take the first trend indicator, and I'm going to open up the scalper, the BK scalper, and let's go back to. Okay, let me see if I can do this. I'll take the trade off. Okay, so here's an amazingly cool strategy. This is obviously last night Asia, but it's a great strategy for U.S. Open. You have the first trend signal, right, coming in, and you want to be you're trading swing. You don't necessarily be trading for a few points. You want to trade for a much longer duration. What is a good exit point for a good swing trade? Well, if you're coming in on first trend, the perfect exit point is the completion of the super trend cycle. So this is the first time the super trend, or this is actually the first time the super trend cycle complete. No, I take it back. I'm sorry. This is super trend cycle has a little bit of a blip here because this is Asia, and then this is the first super trend cycle signal right over here. My apologies. I'm gonna upload 1.7 scalper. It has the exact same rules as the 6. It just has better UI. This is a little bit of a better UI in my opinion. So this is the super trend signal. So what you want to do is you want to enter on first trend, exit on super trend, right, to the upside. And you can see this. You can see this, of course, yesterday in post event when Microsoft and Meta released their numbers. This is post event, and this is of course FOMC. FOMC was a little crazy, right? I'll be the first one to admit that FOMC was a little crazy, a lot of volatility, but you still had some really interesting possibilities. First trend entry, and you're exiting right over here on super trend, right? That is like doesn't look like a lot, but it's a very massive move. It's 508 all the way. It's like it's 200 point move. It just dropped like a stone. So this gives you really, really interesting possibilities to trade longer term structures. Let me just go. Just want to come back to like a regular day, like a regular normal day of trade. We can take a look at these things. So, okay, so this is like as good as it gets. Super trend. First trend gives you a signal here. You're coming in over here, 39, right? And the super trend basically exits you at 130 points later, right? Now there's a second wave, third wave, whatever, but we don't know there's a second or third wave of super trend. The point is that first trend to super trend is a really intelligent swing structure exit, and you guys can do it all the time. I gotta sneeze. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. You guys following this with me? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you understand what I'm showing you. Let me know if you're just kind of processing the basic longer term trend ideas that we can do with these indicators. So that's basically it on first trend, right? And now I'm going to mute first trend and talk to you a little bit about extreme overlay. Right? Everybody sees the extreme overlay. This is really where we get a lot of bread and butter. This is where I get a lot of my bread and butter throughout the day. So what's new in Extreme Overlay 3.0? Well, first of all, a few things. When you go into settings, there is a trend only function. And if you click this, right, if you say, okay, this will only show you extreme signals in trend. So in other words, if the moving average, if this is actually very flat trend, so it's kind of hard to see. Like here, it's a little bit easier to see it here. You see how this is just showing you only sell signals? It's not showing you any extreme buy signals because the trend is to the downside. Here, the trend is to the upside, and it's showing you buy signals only, right? So if you only want to trade like, what is extreme signals? Those are breakout, breakdown signals. If you want to trade breakdown signals in trend, you just simply can choose this new trend only function, which is really, really cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. Wow. You know what? Oh my God. Okay. I didn't even write this. This was DeepSeek wrote the code. I didn't even ask it for a tooltip. Fuck me. Is this good? God damn. Are these guys amazing? Look at that. I'm gonna create little tooltips for everybody, so it's really gonna be super explanatory. God damn, is this AI amazing? I didn't even ask it to do that, and it created a tooltip by itself. Unbelievable. The biggest problem right now with DeepSeek, I'm so frustrated with it, is everybody's. I was on it like 3 weeks ago when I was telling you about this, guys, and it was beautiful. Now everybody's on it. It's impossible. You can't use it. It's totally ruined. It's totally ruined because there's so much capacity in it. They can't keep up. The servers are just dead. They can't do search, can't do anything. All right, so here we go. We have a breakout on trend. So I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to just show you these trades, this trade in action, if it holds, rather than just try to explain to you the methodology of what I'm trying to do. Hang on a second. Let me make sure I set myself up. Okay. So 28 seconds. I'm going to wait. I got to make sure that this indeed is a breakout signal, and that it holds. Get a little bit bigger so you guys can actually see it. 14 seconds left. Let's see if the signal holds. All right. I'm long this signal. Now, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to put my stop underneath the low of this candle, just a little bit of low. This is basically what, about 15-point stop. I'm going to put myself to a 10-point target right here, like a two-thirds, 1/3 stop and target, right? Let's see if it works. Maybe another false breakout. It's just been a whole bunch of false breakouts over here, which is fine. If it doesn't work, it's absolutely okay. I'll show you what we're going to do next. But I want to basically, I realize with TradingView now, with the stops and targets all preset, it's extremely easy to do visual trading with our visual tools. In other words, we can personalize our stops and targets on the fly to the chart, right? To the chart. All right. Damn it. I don't think this trade is going to work. If it should have worked in the first or second candle. I was going to take that short profit, but I started talking. What time is it? It's 9:40. Let's see if they have any kind of flows here to the upside. No, it's not going to work. I'm probably going to get stopped out, which is fine. Okay, no problem. So small stop, right? Here's what I wanted to show you. Small stop, the trade didn't work. The basic organic idea here is if it's a breakout, it needs to hold the bottom. If it doesn't hold the bottom, it's already a busted trade. Now, yeah, maybe the trade, goes back and rallies. So what? It's an exception that proves my rule that these are rare exceptions. You can see over here on the prior trades where I was doing these trades, I was doing the exact, same idea. Selling here with a stop over here, buying here. Selling here with a stop over here, buying here. Basically keeping everything super, super tight. And you can see now, by the way, it all turned around to the downside, right? Now, the thing that I wanted to kind of impress on you is we start out with a very wide stop, wide target, because that's just our general structure, emergency structure. And then you compress it to whatever the candle is, because the candle is your organic stop and target. And then you pivot your reward off of that. So it's up to you how you want to, pivot your reward. My idea is I sort of want to do 2/3 reward. So for every $15 worth of risk, if I have a $15 stop, I want to put a $10 target, somewhere around there, right? So why that's obviously going to give me a pretty high degree of resolution. Here's here we go to the short side now. So now we're going to set ourselves up to the short side. Let's see where we're going to go. But here's where it gets interesting. Now watch what I'm going to do now. First, it was 1 unit. Now I'm going to be doing 2 units, because this is how trade didn't go. This is how I recycle and wash. And now I'm going to go back to the buy side. Oh, neither one. By the way, just to let you know, these particular triggers are only at 5 distance, not 10 distance. That's why I have so much frequency on them, and that's by design. I'm looking to do lots of small, frequent trades, which will eventually catch a move one way or the other that will resolve all my prior trades. So I go 1, 2, 4. Generally, I never have to go more than 3 levels, but occasionally, sometimes I have to go to 4 levels to resolve this. Meaning that every signal is kind of a fake out signal. Now here's the last piece of information about all of this. Even though these are breakout signals, it really doesn't matter whether you trade them or you fade them. In other words, they're essentially, most of these this is like a 50-50 bet most of the time. Just the nature of the market is that you actually want a 50-50 bet, because what most people don't understand is that in real life, the market is 75-25 against. My friend Tommy Sosnoff, who owns Tasty Trade and has been a options broker for longer than most of you have lived, or options trade market maker on CBOE, used to always say that the actual market is 75-25 against. And the reason why is because it's exactly like a poker game. The market is constantly trying to lie to you, to trick you into making a trade. The market is constantly trying to show you something to trick you into a trade. So if you can get into a 50-50 proposition, you're in good shape for this particular reason. Because if I can recycle these trades at a 50-50 bet, my probability of success is 95% at a 4 sequence level. So in other words, if I have a 50-50 bet, and what is the reverse of that is, what is my possibility of losing 4 50-50 bets in a row? And the answer to that in a conditional probability is only 5%. So that means I have a 95% chance of resolving 50-50 bets. If I can get this to be 55-45, which is even better, I might be able to get it to like 97% resolution, right? In that kind of sequence. It's just very, very simple betting strategy. Here's 21 seconds left. If this thing holds, we're going to go back into it, and we're going to see if we can make this trade. So give it a second. We're pulling away. I want the candle to complete. All right. Okay. So now my stop is going to be over here, which is a 52 against a, was that 75? So I'm going to put my target over here, 95. Let's see if we can make that move over here. And the idea here is that I'm just kind of doing a 2/3, 1/3 structure. Okay, here, good enough. Good enough. And now what I've done is, not only have I recovered the losses from that stop out, but I've now added to my P&L, right? I've now added to my P&L, and my let me just double check. Indeed, oh wow, I'm up almost $1,000 today. Now this is the last thing I wanted to kind of share with you. when you're trading like this, kind of dynamically, in and out, based upon the actual price action, based upon the cards that you're being dealt by the market, not by a superimposition of your own risk-reward ratios, right? Like what do professional poker players always say? Don't count your money. What's this line in the gambler? Don't count your money. There's plenty of time for counting when the dealing is done. Don't worry about your immediate P&L. You may go into 2 or 3 cycles where you just negative. You may even have like a bust out cycle. Don't worry that one particular trade doesn't fully recover the losses of the prior trade because the candle is smaller and your targets are smaller. Just focus on the process, because if you're doing 10, 15, 20 trades in a matter of a couple of hours, trust me, when the dust settles, you'll be net positive P&L. And even if you're not on a single day, maybe it's just a bad day, you're not that positive, it's a relatively minor hit, because you will be recycling profits into lots and lots of these positions, doing it this way. The whole key idea here is let the chart tell you where you get stopped out, and then pivot your risk off of that, and then obviously come back again at reasonable size, right? And this just kind of, in combination with everything that we're doing, really creates beautiful trades for us. So I closed the first trend overlay. So this also brings the idea of like, how do you want to trade? Longer term trades. So when I'm doing these little extreme trades, that's just my own little, let me scalp every 5 minutes, boom, boom, boom. Because I'm gonna get these extreme scalp signals at 5 default range in NASDAQ very often. I will not get a lot of them in the S&P. S&P is a much more muted product. Okay, I'll get a few of them here. But generally, S&P is a much more muted product. By the way, gold. Everybody, guys, are we trading April in gold? I think April is the front month in gold. Gold is also very tradable. The key thing is, like, literally almost every one of these assets is fully conducive to this idea. Here you're trading gold. You take this breakout, 25.2. Your stop is 23. Let's say 23.2. It's a $2 stop. So you just do $1.50, which is 27, and you target it over here, right? Here you are 29 against it's $1.50, right? So you just try to do 30. Can you do 30? Boom, right there, 30. You make the target. You see how the basic ratios work. GFA says the first trend was a good trade in NASDAQ. Yeah, it was. So my point is, how do we use that? There is so many trend signals. There's so many trade ideas. There's so many interesting ways to make money, right? That all of you can consider with these tools. And I think the bigger question is, what's right for you, right? If you are, let's do a little bit of a poll. I'm actually curious. Let's do a poll of who you are. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Untouchable, giving me a nice compliment. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let me do a poll, because I'm just really curious. Let's do. This is really, I want to. This will determine what you want to do. Trade every 5. Let's be realistic here, 20 to 30 per day. Trade. Sorry, guys. Just me typing is oh, what's going on here? Oh, sorry. I just 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I made it too many characters. Okay, start call. No, God damn it. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I just they limit you on the characters, and I was trying to put in a lot of information. So I just posted a poll because what I'm really curious to see. This is interesting. So now, by the way, we have a super trend signal here to the to the buy side, right? Which is right here, and it's kind of failing us, right? It's sort of just failing on the bottom here. Now the super trend signal, the way I'm telling you now, you can't really trade it with the bottom of the candle because you would have just been there's no risk limit here. So what I would do if I'm trading super trend signal like this in this organic fashion, what I would do is I would wait for this candle to complete, and I would use the low of this candle as a potential risk limit for me on this. So again, it puts me in a very small risk condition. This is not a trade I want to do, but 20. We're talking about some really some really interesting stuff that I'm proposing for everybody. So it's not it's not a trade that I really like to do. But if we wanted to take this trade here, what I would do is I would put a stop here at 83. I'd be in at 708. So that's like a 25-point stop, targeting 20 points. So at 28 would be somewhere around 708, 728. Somewhere around here would be my target. My stop would be here, and that's a legitimate trade because basically, if this is truly a super trend, this low's got to hold, right? If it breaks this low over here, that's a choppy ass trend. If there are buyers, if the buyers in this market and they really want to like this Nasdaq higher, they're going to run it higher. So if I want to be in this trade, yes, I want to be in this trade. But the bigger question I have for you is, what kind of a trader are you? Because if you answer the poll question, I want to scalp, I want to do 20, 30 trades a day, you're just trading the breakouts. You're just trading the fireballs. The fireballs is more than enough to make your life complete. Not only that, the fireballs are more than enough in just one instrument. Just Nasdaq alone will give you easily, if you're doing it correctly, over a couple of hours, $500 to $1,000 on the mini contract. I'm trading not the micros but the minis today. I'm doing it on the 150, by the way, because I think trading the minis on the 50,000 account teeters you on the edge. It's much easier to get flipped out. If you're at 150,000 on the minis, you have ample room to do this, and it's really quite good. So if you're a scalper, you don't need anything else. You don't need the super trend signals. You can just you can literally mute the scalper and just look at and even mute the first filter, which is something what I can do, and just simply trade those, right? Or you could just have the scalper overlay, but just simply mute out all the signals. Just say I don't want strong trend signals. I don't want counter trend signals. I just want just the layout, and then then you're good on the super. Just trading extremes, and then maybe first trend overlay. If you are more of a swing trader, and I'm actually curious how everybody is responding. So it seems like there's more people who are swing traders. Then the much better trade is New York Open. We look for the first trend signal, which is here, right? By the way, look at the risk reward of this. This is just insane. Now you're not going to get. The first trade is never going to be the correct trade. It's almost impossible to. Today is a very lucky day where the first breakout trade actually really worked. A lot of times you're going to get this chop. So you're going to get chopped here, and eventually on the third trade and on a swing basis, you're going to anchor yourself into a good position. But if you went long here, your stop here is 19, right? You're in at 47, so it's like a 30-point stop, and your exit is at the first sign of super trend conditions. So if I came in here at 647, my exit would have been 100 points higher. So that is a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio on a swing trade, and that's just just in a NASDAQ. Was there one in the S&P? Excuse me. Yes, there was. I'm coming in over here, right, on the trend basis. Unfortunately, on the S&P, you would have gotten stopped out because the thing was just too choppy. If you came in over here and you were using, organic stops, you would just be out again. If you wanted to re-enter, you could have re-entered, but that's kind of like cheating. You basically would have missed the opportunity here because of this sudden retrace. In gold, and I'm using the April contract now just because I think February is getting old. In gold today was just a never-ending trend up, right? Gold was a trend up from literally European session, right? You came in here, it had plenty of room here, and it just it was just a straight trend up until you hit super trend over here. So there was like I don't even know how many points. And in these particular situations, I mean, the other thing you could do, it's not. I think it's totally legit on these super trend entries. If you wanted to give yourself breathing room, which I think is very legitimate if you're doing on a swing trade basis. You don't have to put your stop over here, essentially at the low of the candle. Because if you're doing a swing trade, what you want to do is you want to put the stop at the swing low. The swing low over here is right here. You actually would have survived the swing low, so it would have been like what you're in at 89. Stop would have been about 8-9 points underneath here, and the move here was 20 points higher, right? 20 points into the move as a swing trader. So there's just so many really interesting opportunities to do this. I'm not that guy. I've tried 1,000 times. I've tried it with the micros, with the minis. I don't have the constitution to hold trades for an hour for 100 points in NASDAQ, 10 points in the S&P. Just not, it just, I could do it, but I don't enjoy it. And why trade something you don't enjoy? Trade what you enjoy, because then you're going to trade with joy. Oh, there we go. There's my little Tony Robbins inspiration for the day, right? Trade something you enjoy, because then you'll trade with joy. So trade scalping. You can adjust all of these strategies organically. That's the key thing, organically to the market. Every card hand is different. Every trade is different. If you start realizing that, it becomes, you're not getting stopped out, or you're just not subject to the cookie cutter approach that almost everybody else takes, including myself, yours truly, which I think I'm moving away from. So those are I think the interesting takeaways from yesterday's trade. I hope you guys liked it. Let me see if I have some questions here. So Gafas is asking me, what is my distance? As I said, every single trade is a different risk reward ratio, and it's contingent on what is my stop. Generally, for me, as I'm scalping, it's 2/3 my stop. So if my stop is 15, my target is 10, right? Because I'm scalping. But if you're on a swing basis, you certainly probably want to be 2 times your stop, or whatever is the organic exit on the super trend candle, because it will tell you. In some cases it was 3-to-1, some cases it was 2-to-1. That's another good thing. You don't, when you set the stops and targets organically, you don't know what's possible until the market shows you, right? So now I have a big sell candle coming up in NASDAQ here, 19 seconds. Let's set myself up here. So I'm going to set myself up, and I want to make sure. Key thing is, don't forget to get your Very important to manage your inventory. It's the only thing is you want to just be sure that you're correctly inventory. This is a big ass sell. Wow, Jesus Christ. So this is a big candle, right? And I actually, I'm gonna just move it over here and take my profit. The reason why I took this is because that was nice. That was like a nice couple hundred bucks. Let me see what I just do on this trade. That was a super fast trade. Yeah. Oh, $300. Nice. That was a $300 trade in an instant. And this is just my own, personal approach. You can be completely different. So look at the organic candle here. This is a 99 this is a 50 point candle, right? So even if I'm like 2/3, I got to make 30 points on that candle to really make it. Maybe it'll go, maybe it won't, but it's a big ass risk. So putting a stop over here, it's a large risk and unnecessary, in my opinion. You could do two things. You could just pass it up and say, hey, this is just too much of a volatility risk. I don't want to play it. Or you could just get really, really fast into the take profit and just take 20 points of profit and get out of it, which is what I did. But regardless of how you trade it, it's there for a setup for you. It's just there. It's setting you up. It's pretty cool, right? North Star, which trade? Which trade were you in? And Sweetwater, you played it all morning. Love gold. What'd you play? Tell me details. I want to know what you guys are doing because I'd love to see. Sweetwater, tell me what you're doing on gold. And which trade were you in with me on North Star? Was it just the trade that we did right now? The super fast one where I just sold it and bought it real quickly. And by the way, you see how the other cool thing I was going to show you is with TradingView. First of all, you guys get to see everything that I'm doing. There's it's just so much easier to learn when I can show you visually, right? Instead of me like manipulating stuff on the other screen with TradeEvade. But better than that, you see how you can visually control your risk and reward. This the same way we have visual indicators. It all becomes very, very human-like, in my opinion. It becomes very tactile, which is really cool. So there's a lot of all the programs, all the programmatic code is in service of art instead of science, which I think is the way it should be. It's the Steve Jobs way. Oh, sorry. No. So the extremes for these particular settings. And this is the 3.0 version, and the default extreme is actually set to 5. It's set to 5, right? Because it's just to create as many signals as possible, right? So I'm sorry that it's set to 5 over here. I'm going to make like little tooltips. I'm going to make these really, really cool with DeepSeek. Was just look at this. DeepSeek created these little tooltips. I'm going to make all these tooltips to explain every single thing that you want to do in there. Really cool. And so, by the way, you can also scalp the first trend signal. There's just so many scalps. I'm telling you, there are so many scalps available that you can, it's almost a embarrassment of riches. If I didn't have a chance, but here's how I could have scalped this one. This is a first trend scalp. I'm short here 87. The stop would be like around 99. So that's like basically a 15-point stop. You're targeting 77. Boom. Another $200 right then and there in the trade, in the hole, right? Just super simple, super easy, just multiple trades if you're looking to trade. If you're looking at NASDAQ, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, we started at 9:30. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 signals in about 30 minutes. Couple of hours a day. You'll take like between 10 to 15 signals. Probably a third of them are going to fail, which means you're gonna have to resolve them. So net, you're probably gonna make like, let's say, I don't know, 6 or 7 signals with an average of around 10 points in NASDAQ. It's $200. That is a $1,400 day without you even blinking an eye, just not even blinking an eye. From like, let me show you from 7 o'clock onward today. 10, 15. Yeah, look at this. Just I'm gonna show this to you guys. Hopefully you can see it. This is the trade of 8. I think this is from 7 o'clock on 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's 3-hour run, $1,200, right? You can see that right there. Just very, very simple and clean. So I hope you like it. I mean, this is, to me, I feel like everything's coming together. The visual trading with TradingView, the Apex just put out a 80% sale. Go get them, guys. Go get them. They just texted me. Go get them. It's no longer 50. It's Apex 80. That link is good for 80. Let me put up the I gotta put up the new. Hold on a second. No. There we go. We're at 80% now. Go get them, guys. Get like 4 or 5 accounts. Just nail 4 or 5 accounts. Get the big ones. This is a really great strategy for the 150. 150 has always been a challenge for me, but like I'm getting very tiny little drawdowns. Again, if I could do 1,500 a day, I'm basically 10 days. I'm funded at 150, which is really great. I think you could do this at 50 also on NASDAQ, but you probably have to start with. I think you have to start with a half lot. You'd have to go half lot, 1 lot, 2 lot, 4 lot to kind of survive. Yes, it's a monthly charge. Well, if you fund yourself within a month, then there's no charge. So this is one of those things, by the way, that I love, is that I think this is a 10-day to funding type of structure with very, very good control. On like the really big accounts, on like let's say the 50,000, you only need 3,000 to get funded, and let's just say I'm going to degrade all my results by a third. So that's it's $500 a day instead of $1,500 a day. That's 6 days. So you got 30 days or 22 trading days to get funded. So it's more than enough. But go get it. I'm glad I was wondering if when they're going to start doing a sale. They finally started doing a sale. So it's now 80% off, which is great. I'm going to get a couple more accounts and enjoy myself. So let's take a look at the poll here. Surprisingly enough, half the room is complete degenerates. Welcome to the Scalpers Club. Wow, really, half of you guys trade like I do? You like to trade 30, 40 times a day? That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. Very impressed. Anyways, if you like to do that, these are the tools to do it. The only thing I will say is, and I notice I stopped doing this, and I know everybody wants me to do gold and other stuff. If you're scalping, it's just got to be monomaniacal. You got to just be focused on one thing. I can't, like, if I'm sort of focused on NAS today, I'm only going to trade NAS. I know everybody wants to trade gold, and gold looks good. By the way, you see, this is February. Look how shitty February is. We're all in April. April is the front month, guys. So it's the GCJ. GCJ is the April month. I mean, we could have traded gold beautifully. Gold today was just nothing but roses to the upside. Buy the 27s, that's a winner. Buy the 29s, that's a winner. Buy the 33s, that's a winner. Into the super trend on the gold side, right? The signals galore. The thing is that I just can't do 2 instrument signals at the same time. Here's NASDAQ. S&P signals, right? So S&P, by the way, a really interesting point, would have absolutely been a much greater challenge. Would not have been nearly as easy to resolve a lot of these trades. I would have still resolved all these trades, but I want to run you through how much of a challenge S&P would have been. Let's just simply do forget the first trends. Let's just do the extreme breakouts. So in this particular case, I'm long 85s. That's a winner. That's a nice clean winner. It doesn't even come close to the lows, right? I'm long here. That's also a winner. I'm long 90s. That's a 5-point risk. So 2.5 points, 3 points, target. I'm done, right? I'm short here. I get stopped out. This definitely takes me out, right? Now I'm long here. This is really interesting. Second batch. I don't think the second batch would have worked because I would have been in at 94. The stop was 88. So that is a 6-point stop, right? Which means I got to give myself at least 4 points of target to make it viable. So 94 to 98 wouldn't have gotten it. Would I have stopped it? Oh, you know what? No, look at this. I would have survived the stop because my stop would have been around 88, maybe 88 and a quarter, and the low were 89. Oh no, I would have survived. Wow, I would have survived the stop. I thought I would have had to assume I would have gotten stopped out. Get stopped out here. Get stopped out here on the third trade. Everything gets resolved. Okay, that's kind of you have to look at it. You have to just assume that he would have taken you out. But no, look at this. Even using organic stops, I was able to catch that card on the river. Do I sound like a real poker player? I've never played poker in my life, but now that I read Nate Silver, I understand all the terminology. Let's do a poll for fun. Let's see how truly degenerate you guys are. Okay. Let's end this poll. Thank you, guys. So basically, half the room is pretty much scalpers. Nice to know. I'm happy to service you. Let's do this. Do you play poker? Oops. Now I don't know if you're truly degenerates or not. And obviously the question is, do you play it for money? Not family games. Let me know. I'm really, really curious. Really curious. You guys want to know my one and only gambling story? I've been to Vegas 1,000 times because, of course, tons of trade shows and FXCM and just generally, and my wife loves Vegas and so on and so forth. So my one and only gambling experience in Vegas was I walked into the Bunyan Casino on the Strip, which is the cheapest, most rundown casino on the Strip. I played $1 on electronic poker. I won $1.10 on the ticket. And I said, this is it. I'm going out on the top. And I've never placed a bet in Vegas since that time. That's my one Vegas story after being there 1,000 times over the years. So I am a true big roller. Oh. VJ says he lost a year's salary. VJ, my friend, I hope you've conquered your demons. That is a lot. It sounds that VJ, are you a programmer? Are you in IT? I'm just, with a name like that, I have to ask. The reason, and believe me, I'm asking for a positive reason, not a negative one. Is that are you in IT? Because what I was going to say is, if you're in IT, you could afford to. Nope, you're not. Oh, okay, that's surprising. Because I thought if you're in IT, you can afford to lose a year's salary because you get paid so much money, you can always make it back. That's right. Rick says, "Don't go to the casino, be the casino." Yeah. Well, excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys. Winter could not suck anymore. The thing is, sometimes even casinos lose, but yeah, you definitely. I mean, this is what I do with my strategy, right? I'm always increasing my parameters as I'm trading on the assumption that I have like a 97% resolution rate. And that's what, and essentially if I could, I've been very lucky today. This has not been a 50-50 game. This has been like a 70-30 game. Anytime you have like even a 55-45 game, meaning that, whatever if your first trade is 55% accurate, your resolution percentages go up tremendously. If you're like 65-35, you have like a 99% chance of not losing 4 in a row, which is the same thing as winning in 4 or less, right? The reverse of that, which is kind of cool. Thank you guys. Oh man. Oh, you work in a hotel. I love the hospitality industry. I want to live in a hotel. I always kid around, but it's actually a lot of truth to it. I just want my life. I just want to live in a Marriott Courtyard my whole life. I'm not a fancy person. I've been to a lot of fancy hotels, but I love the Marriott Courtyard. It's just beautiful. We have a. Sorry, I kind of missed this trade. Let's see if we're gonna sell this trade. I'm not set up. So, I'm late. So late. Okay. Not focusing on my trades here. So here we go. This is what I mean about visualization, right? You see, I can break my targets and stops pretty quickly. This was I don't know if this trade is going to resolve. If I get clipped, I get clipped. Oh, there we go. And we get resolved. Beautiful. And we, there was obviously a little bit more on the table there, but you see how cool it is with the presets set, and then you can visually set, put those targets in and out, and you're good to go, and you're done. Guys, I'm gonna stop trading today because this allergy is killing me. I got to step away from the screen. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was saying that my life ambition is to live in a Marriott Courtyard, because I have room service, I have flat panel TV screens. The rooms are always really, really comfortable, and there's 1,000 of them all across the country. If I ever decide to retire, I'm going to get in a car. I'm just going to go from one Marriott to the other all across the country, visit friends. Trading is risk averse. What do you mean by that, Joji? What do you mean by that? You mean good trading is risk averse? Is that what you're trying to say? That's probably true. Do you know if there's a copy trader on Apex? Yes, there is, North Star. Go to the Apex website. Frankly, there's 1,000 videos on YouTube on using copy trader. In fact, there are a few people in the room. If North Star, I know you're a member of BK. Post in BK. Karen or Kathleen, I forget who. Maybe Keith. Like 1,000 people in my room all use copy traders. Okay. So they can guide you to what is the best practices. I think, is it Karen? Are you Karen in the room? She's the one that sort of like is the mistress of the copy trader. She really knows best practices. So if you post in Discord, by the way, guys, if you guys want all of the tools and you want all of our stuff, let me give you a discount link to the room here. If you lose half a lot, trade one lot, lose that, trade two. Correct, but only up to 4 times. Like after that, if you had 4 losing trades in a row on that sequence, assuming you're being disciplined, meaning that you're not just doing randomly. It's like 4 of these signals, just none of them worked in a non-result way. Just start all over again, start fresh, okay? Because that's where you want to capitate your losses. Otherwise, you'll just get out of hand. Gregory C is asking me, was trying to get funded. Do you always trade micros, and how many micros do you put into each tranche? Gregory, man, dude, you clearly were trading with us last week. Everything has changed since then. I'm not tranche trading anymore, or at least not tranche trading in the way that I was. I am kind of tranche trading in the sense that I'm doing 1, 2, 4, 8 in terms of size, but I'm not doing it all in one single trade. That was the key thing that I made. If you disperse your tranche trading across multiple trades, your chance of winning increases exponentially. If you bet everything on one single trade in tranche trading, then inevitably you're going to get kind of a one-way trade like this that will destroy any kind of a tranche trading structure. So that's why I moved away from that, because one single trade is always going to clip you. And then even though it was small size, it was just basically destroys you for the rest of the day. It just takes out all your profits. And generally, if you commit yourself to a single trade tranche trading, there will be one trade a day at least, sometimes 2 trades a day, that will always take you out. That's why I thought it was unproductive the way I was setting it up, unless you were doing it in just a very specific 2 or 3 trade time set where you were very, very confident you were going to resolve everything tranche wise. So we moved away from that to doing much more of like tranche trading through signals, where it's just per signal. So I get stopped out. The next signal, I'm scaling up. Next signal, I'm scaling up. Then I go right back to the original size the moment I resolve, and that is a much lower risk position, because signals are going to be much more unique than the single trade structure, right? Can this apply to Forex? I think it can, especially the way I'm trading it. It certainly can apply to Bitcoin. I'm coming back to London next week. We're gonna trade London. I've been away for this week and last week, but London trade is coming back next week with a vengeance, and we're definitely going to trade Bitcoin like this. I mean, Bitcoin is a beast on this structure. Look at Bitcoin. Let me see. Look at the signals on Bitcoin. Just completely. Look at organically. I'm long 984. My stop is like basically 200 points, right? So my target would be $150, somewhere around here. Done, right? This one stops me out. That's fine. That's it's supposed to do that. This one, winner, right? This one, winner. This one, probably wouldn't have done it, because I probably would have been stopped out because the spreads. I wouldn't have been able to make this trade on spreads. So if I'm short here at 34, it's about 200 point stop. I need about 150 point target. I'm not going to get a 150 point target. I didn't get that, so I get stopped out. So winner, stop, winner, stop, right? And that's how you do it. And doing it this way really keeps you very much in the game. Oh. All right, guys. I am clearly dying with my sinuses here today. I got to take some. I got a meeting also coming up. Great day, right? Like what a great day to end the week. We where's my thing here? Tell you what I just did. Yeah, about $1,400 since 7 o'clock this morning. So all good. I will see everybody next week. Monday, I'm here. We're gonna trade this over. Enjoy the indicators, and please, everybody, go get a couple of accounts from Apex at 80% off. It's an awesome deal right now. So go knock yourselves out and have fun. All right. I'll see everybody Monday. I'm out. Boris Stossberg.